Imagine a secret, not of gold or jewels, but of ancient dinosaur bones, quietly locked away in a dusty museum drawer, hidden from the world for decades. These bones, silent and unassuming, held mysteries that would remain untouched for generations. For 50 long years, these fossils sat in obscurity, gathering dust, their true identity a mystery, even to the experts who walked past them every day. They were catalogued, labeled, and then forgotten, their significance buried beneath layers of time and neglect. Collected during a whirlwind expedition, these bones were quickly catalogued and filed away, assumed to belong to a common species already well known to science. The excitement of discovery faded as the fossils disappeared into storage, overshadowed by more glamorous finds. No one realized that these fragments actually held the key to an entirely new branch of the Tyrannosaur family tree, a lineage that would change our understanding of dinosaur evolution. This story doesn't begin in the wild, sun-baked field, but in the quiet hum of a museum collection room, where the air is thick with the scent of old paper and ancient bones. In a Chinese institute, bones collected from the vast, windswept plains of Mongolia lay forgotten for decades, tucked away in drawers that few ever opened. Generations of paleontologists passed them by, unaware of the treasure hidden in plain sight. Each scientist focused on their own research, never suspecting that these overlooked bones could hold answers to questions no one had yet thought to ask. The fossils were incomplete, a snout here, a leg bone there, scattered and mismatched, making it easy to misidentify them as belonging to a familiar dinosaur species. Their true story was masked by their fragmentary nature. It was a logical mistake, one that any expert could have made. But this simple error hid a much more exciting reality, one that would only come to light with time and fresh eyes. Only a new generation of paleontologists, armed with advanced technology and a fresh perspective, would finally re-examine these old bones and reveal their true nature, a discovery that would astonish the scientific community. This long wait is a testament to science's patience, to the value of preserving every specimen, no matter how insignificant it may seem. It reminds us that the hidden treasures of museum collections can change our understanding of the past. Discoveries aren't always made in the field under the open sky. Sometimes they're waiting quietly on a shelf, just out of sight, until the right person comes along to unlock their secrets. The next breakthrough in paleontology might not come from a remote dig site, but from a forgotten drawer in a museum, ready to rewrite history and reshape what we know about life on Earth. Let's travel back in time to the late 1970s, a period when paleontology was undergoing a golden age of discovery. Teams of scientists from around the world were venturing into remote landscapes, driven by the hope of unearthing secrets buried for millions of years. One such place was the vast fossil-rich plains of the Gobi Desert, a harsh and windswept expanse that has yielded some of the most remarkable dinosaur finds in history. Here, a joint Soviet-Mongolian expedition made an exciting discovery: the partial remains of a medium-sized carnivorous dinosaur, carefully extracted from the ancient Earth. The bones, though incomplete and fragmented, sparked curiosity. Yet, based on their size and shape, the team assumed they belonged to a juvenile of a familiar species, most likely Tarbosaurus bataar, a close relative of the mighty T-Rex. The fossils came from the Nangxiong Formation, a site dating back to the very end of the Cretaceous period, the same era that saw the reign and extinction of the great tyrannosaurs. Following standard procedure, the bones were carefully jacketed in plaster, shipped across continents, and catalogued in museum archives as yet another juvenile tyrannosaur specimen. With so many new discoveries pouring in, it's easy for some fossils to be overlooked, especially when they seem to fit neatly into existing categories. For nearly 50 years, these particular bones sat quietly in storage, gathering dust. Their true significance was hidden by a logical but ultimately mistaken assumption. No one thought to take a closer look at what was believed to be just another adolescent dinosaur, lost among countless similar finds. But the reality was far more intriguing. These bones didn't belong to a baby giant, but to a fully grown predator of a completely different lineage, one that had been hiding in plain sight all along. The case of mistaken identity was about to be unraveled, thanks to a fresh set of eyes and new scientific techniques. Sometimes, the most extraordinary stories in science are hidden right under our noses, waiting for someone to notice what everyone else has missed. The real story of these mysterious bones was just waiting for a curious mind to look again, and change our understanding of dinosaur history forever. Fast forward to the 2010s, a new generation of paleontologists, including myself, Lu Junchang and Lita Xing, took a closer look at those forgotten bones. Decades had passed since their initial discovery, and with new technology and fresh perspectives we were eager to see what secrets they might still hold. The field of paleontology had advanced, and so had our curiosity. Immediately we noticed something remarkable about the snout, unbelievably long and slender, stretching out in a way that was completely unlike any juvenile Tarbosaurus or T-Rex we'd ever seen. It was almost delicate, a sharp contrast to the thick, powerful jaws we usually associate with tyrannosaurs. This wasn't the robust, bone-crushing snout of a tyrant king, but something more graceful, almost elegant. The difference was striking, as if we were looking at a completely different kind of predator, one that relied on speed and precision rather than sheer force. We couldn't help but give it a nickname, Pinocchio Rex, because of that extraordinary elongated nose. The name stuck, capturing both its playful appearance and the sense of wonder it inspired in us. Its official name became Qianzhousaurus sinensis, a nod to its Chinese origins and the region where it was unearthed. This was a significant find for Chinese paleontology, highlighting the country's rich fossil heritage. At about 29 feet long, Qianzhousaurus was certainly big, but it was much lighter and more streamlined than a T-Rex. Its body was built for speed, not brute force, suggesting a very different lifestyle from its heavier cousins. Its long, slender legs hinted that it was a fast runner, perfectly adapted for chasing down smaller, nimbler prey. Unlike the lumbering giants, this dinosaur was likely a swift and agile hunter, darting through its environment with ease. If T-Rex was a heavyweight boxer, Qianzhousaurus was a fencer, quick, precise, and always ready to strike with accuracy. The two predators may have shared a family tree, but their hunting styles were worlds apart. Its head was sleek, adorned with small horns or bony bumps along its nose, giving it a truly unique and memorable look. These features set it apart from other tyrannosaurs and hinted at possible display or combat functions. The bones in its skull were fused, a clear sign that this was an adult animal, not a juvenile. This detail was crucial, confirming that we were looking at a fully grown individual of a new species. This wasn't a young T-Rex or a misidentified fossil. It was a mature, distinct species that had gone unnoticed for millions of years. The discovery of Qianzhousaurus proved that the late Cretaceous period was far more diverse than we had ever imagined. It wasn't just a world dominated by a single giant predator. Instead, there was a whole cast of specialized hunters, each adapted to their own unique roles within the ecosystem. The variety of predatory dinosaurs was astonishing, revealing a complex web of interactions. Pinocchio Rex had finally stepped into the spotlight, capturing the imagination of scientists and the public alike. Its story was a reminder of how much we still have to learn about the ancient world. Sometimes a single fossil can change our entire view of the past, challenging old assumptions and opening up new possibilities for discovery. Qianzhousaurus was living proof that dinosaur ecosystems were far richer and more varied than we ever thought possible. Each new find adds another piece to the puzzle. The world of tyrannosaurs just got a lot more interesting, and with every discovery, our understanding of these ancient giants continues to evolve. Qianzhousaurus and T-Rex weren't just different in size, they were different kinds of predators. T-Rex was built for power, with a massive skull and bone-crushing teeth. Its bite could pulverize bone, making it the ultimate heavyweight. Qianzhousaurus, in contrast, had a long, narrow jaw with blade-like teeth, perfect for slicing smaller, faster prey. Its bite was weaker, but it didn't need brute force. It relied on speed and precision. Unique to Qianzhousaurus were small horns or crests on its snout, likely for display rather than combat. These features suggest social signaling, perhaps to attract mates or intimidate rivals. The discovery reveals tyrannosaurs weren't all giant bone crushers. They evolved different body plans to fill different ecological roles. Qianzhousaurus specialized in hunting what the giants ignored. It's a classic case of niche partitioning. Different predators, different strategies, same world. Qianzhousaurus didn't just add a new species, it confirmed a whole new branch of the tyrannosaur family. For years, long-snouted fossils like Alioramus were dismissed as juveniles of other species, but Qianzhousaurus, clearly an adult, proved these were a distinct group, the Alioramini. This clade includes Qianzhousaurus and Alioramus, gracile, long-snouted hunters of Asia. They were the cheetahs to T-Rex's lions, showing the family tree was more diverse than we thought. Evolution isn't a straight line, it's a bush with many branches. The Alioramini were a successful, specialized dynasty in their own right. The Tyrannosaur story is one of evolution and epic migration. Early tyrannosaurs started small, living in the shadows of bigger predators. Only in the late Cretaceous did they explode in size and diversity, spreading across Asia and North America. The Alioramini evolved in Asia, while robust giants like T-Rex dominated North America. Geographic separation led to unique adaptations on each continent. Each new fossil helps map their journeys and the pressures that shaped them. Tyrannosaurs weren't static, they were dynamic, adaptable, and global. Their saga is one of constant change and movement. T-Rex has long dominated our image of tyrannosaurs, but it's just one member of a diverse family. Recent discoveries have expanded the tyrant lizard's royal court, revealing surprising variety. Tyrannosaurus mecriensis, found in New Mexico, predates T-Rex and hints at a southern origin for the lineage. Nanoxaurus hoglundi, the polar bear lizard, was a smaller Arctic specialist. Early forms like Moros intrepidus were tiny, deer-sized hunters. These finds show the family tree is sprawling, not a straight line. There were giants, nimble specialists, and hardy polar hunters. Each new fossil adds depth to the story. T-Rex may be king, but its family is vast and fascinating. The world of tyrannosaurs is richer than we ever imagined. Gianjosaurus proves the value of taking a second look at old fossils. Museum collections are treasure troves, holding stories still waiting to be discovered. Advances in technology let us extract new information from old bones. What was once misidentified can become the key to a new species. Re-examining collections is a scientific treasure hunt. Sometimes the biggest discoveries are hiding in plain sight. Funding museums and research is crucial. They're not relics, but hubs of discovery. The next breakthrough might be waiting in a drawer ready to change what we know. Science moves forward by looking back, and sometimes, by looking again. The tale of Pinocchio Rex is a snapshot of how paleontology works, constantly evolving with each new find. The history of dinosaurs isn't finished, it's a story we're still writing. Today's facts may be tomorrow's footnotes as new discoveries reshape our understanding. We're learning more about dinosaurs as living creatures, not just skeletons. Gianjosaurus shows there was no single way to be a dinosaur. Diversity was the rule. This ever-changing narrative inspires wonder and curiosity. There are still lost worlds to uncover both in the field and in museum drawers. The golden age of discovery isn't over, it's just beginning. Remember Pinocchio Rex, hidden for 50 years, now rewriting history. The next amazing chapter could be unearthed at any moment.